So let's continue from where we left yesterday. Is we looked at Rupa. So now the objective is to have no feelings. Okay. So if there is the Rupa, then there is feeling. If there is no Rupa, there is no feeling. So what kind of Rupa? One is physical and one is mental. So there is physical body and physical room and physical house and physical area. And there is mental, same thing. So I have a wife. It's mental. That Rupa, which I am seeing, is mental. It's created. Actually doesn't exist, but it's created. So I need to check that whatever physical exists, there is a mental association. It doesn't mean that this room doesn't exist. It does, from a conventional standpoint. Just as a convention, that's just to identify and say what it is. It's a room. In the same way, if somebody were to say, hey, you remember she's your wife, and then you don't have to remember all the time, hey, you remember she's your wife. Instead of that, you can say, she's my wife. But actually what it is you please remember she's your wife. You got the point? There's just a designation. And that designation need not be taken too seriously. Okay. But when I take the designation too seriously, and then there is a patigha in Pali, it strikes. So there's a striking of the object, which is coming. And when that object comes, the consciousness takes over to give the experience of, say, wife. Okay. Now, 3 situations can come out of it. The first situation is, I love my wife. So, I should have a pleasant feeling. Right? So, the thing what I want is the thing what I'm seeing. The thing what I want is the thing I'm hearing. The thing I want is the thing I'm touching. The thing I want is the thing I'm smelling. The thing I want, the thing I'm tasting. The thing I want is the thing I'm thinking or cognizing. Instead of word thinking is not the right word. It's vichara if we put thinking, but here it is cognition. Vijanati. So if I see and take it to be true, even though it's just a conventional way of saying, but the consciousness which is established is a real one. Like I asked yesterday, Abhi had called me up. I said to him, join today. So he's joined. Am I feeling happy about Abhi joining? If Abhi exists in the mind and that makes me feel happy, what if Abhi did not exist in the mind? Will that make me unhappy or happy or neutral? Neither of the 3. Why? Because for that we have designated something. And the experience of happiness is derived from that designation. So what is that experience I'm getting? A pleasant feeling. because he agreed to join today. He was asking me, I'm thinking not to join for a few days. I want to do, but then he said, don't want to miss. If it is very serious Dhamma, then I don't want to miss. I told him, every day we are going to have only serious things from now on, not the discussion kind, not the animated kind. So he joined today. So is it making me happy? And if the answer is yes, for whatever reason, then I can see there are two things. Patig striking adivachana designation. So the pus contact is happening due to designation and not otherwise. If an object is designated as Auroville, and then the experience of Auroville is going to come. If there is no designation as Auroville, then there can't be any experience of Auroville. If an experience of Auroville will come, it will come with three flavors. Let's say a first flavor being pleasant, the second feeling being unpleasant, the third flavor being neutral. So in the case of Abhi, he moved from Canada to Auroville for the pleasant feeling, not sensation, pleasant feeling. But then, as he stays for longer, he has to fund himself. So then the pleasant turns into pain. Why? Because Auroville is a designation. There's no Auroville. Actually, will is a French name, a French word. Louisville. So it's a French name, basically. So anyway, so I can have any designations. So one of the designation we can take is husband. This object is designated as husband. So now the object has to work as husband. And this object has been designated as a girlfriend. So then it is incompatible. There's a husband which already has a wife as a designated object, cannot take on another object which is called girlfriend unless he gives up the object which is wife and takes on the girlfriend. So it is, for you and me, it's more or less like an inheritance and dropping the object and taking the object at runtime. If I were to write a software or programming in C# or in Java or in any other language, what I can do is that I can unregister one class and register another class. Right? And if we take it like that, then there is no pain. Because just registering and deregister. So you are in Nibbana. Why? Because you didn't have any pleasant sensations or pleasant feeling. You didn't have a unpleasant feeling. You didn't have a neutral feeling either. In fact, there was no feeling. Because it's just a designation. On a designation, they can't have a feeling. So I've understood for myself that it's the object what I'm seeing is just a designation and a description. As a reason in Pali it is called as adivachana. sampassa, patigga sampassa. Take another example, which I have covered long time ago, but still good to cover here. I went to Vipassana Research Institute along with Shreyas. Vipassana Research Institute is a designation. A building is called as Vipassana Research Institute because that place is designated for Vipassana Research Institute. While in reality, there is no Vipassana Research Institute at all. It's just a designation or a title. Has nothing to do with what I believe or I don't believe it. It's just a title. So when I see the building and I see the VRI, I take that, which is striking, that Patvi Apo Tejo Vayu is striking, and then I take it to be really VRI. So when I park my car inside for obvious reason, what should I do next? Remove the board. Otherwise I can't meditate. Why? This interferes. This is just a designation. It's not real. The phassa happens. Now I dislike VRI. Why? Because I believe it's not a good place. Let's say I call Goenkaji people as cultish. It is a designation. Again, are they cult people? But I find it cultish. Why? Because I've designated it to be a cult. So whenever whoever says that I went to VRI for 30-day or 10-day or whichever day retreat, I feel unpleasant sensation because of the designation of cult. So can I meditate in that place? No, not at all. So now I meet assistant teacher. And this assistant teacher is an assistant teacher working for VRI. Obviously, if you are working for a company, you would go by that company norms. He will not accept what you say, because that person is indoctrinated to believe what he's doing is the only reality. So let's say I'm working for Honeywell, and I quit that Honeywell company and join Yokogawa, which is a competitor. And I quit Yokogawa and join Schneider. And I quit Schneider and I joined Alstom. And I quit Alstom and joined ABB. So all are same companies, same business line. But will Honeywell agree with Yokogawa? Will Yokogawa agree with Alstom? Will Alstom agree with Schneider? Will Schneider agree with ABB? No, they are all competitors. But they all are in industrial automation. That's a parent, meaning you're doing business of industrial automation, nothing else. But each is doing in its own way. Oh, I forgot. Another company where I worked, let's say, is Siemens. So these many companies have the same business line. They have the same products, same offerings. But because of the designation, Schneider, it's called Schneider Electric. It's different than ABB electrification. It's different than Alstom electrification. It's different than Honeywell's electrification. Each are doing electrification only. The business unit is electrification. It's the same electrification. It's not, electricity is not anybody's. Electricity is electricity. In the same way, Buddha Dhamma is the same. But when taken by Snyder, he packages it. When taken by ABB, they package it. It's the same way the Dhamma is packaged by Goenka as Goenka technique. And Ajahn technique, Sri Lankan technique, this technique, that technique. All these are designations. They are not real. If I forget the Buddha and get into this packaged water, I forget the water. I fall in love with the package. So should be very careful to know that it's a water. The packaging can be different. Then there's no fight. The internal fight will come when I promote the package, forgetting the water. Why that happened? Because the consciousness took what is unreal to be real. Now, what is this unreal? Package. It's not real. Just like designation of husband is unreal. It's illusion. There's no husband as such, except for the designation. In the same way, there is no VRI as such, except for the designation. There's nothing called Mahisi Sayadaw technique, except for the designation. There's nothing called Ajancha technique, except for the designation. And these are all starting point for wrong views. It's a Brahmajala. Why? It's fabricated view. It's completely fabricated. Now the question comes, should I fight when I see a VRI person? What is there to fight? Because that assistant teacher is designated. He is not promoting Buddha Dhamma. He's promoting his package. So you have only two choices. Either agree with the package and don't buy it, or you buy it and don't curse it. Only two things are there. So if I choose to use the package drinking water, then I should be very grateful that somebody is giving me water and that's it. Oh. But if I am a smart person, then I should not buy any packaged deal, no matter who gives it. Because it's still a package. And package has a problem. Just like electricity has no referential point that it belongs to Snyder, it belongs to ABB, it belongs to Yokogawa, it belongs to Alstom, it belongs to Siemens. Because electricity is electricity. It is nobody's. And hence, Dhamma is Dhamma. It's nobody's. It's just the nature of things. So if somebody is packaging nature, so be it. But why I should package it internally? It's just a designation. And hence there is no passa. So when I entered into VRI on that day, 6th of December 2023, as soon as I parked my car, deleted that board called as VRI. Because that's passa. Passa Pachaya Vedana. Buddha said, hey Vilas, cut off that passa. That board is of no use to you. Excellent. Thank you. Now I come to the registration desk. Is there a registration desk? Yes, it's a designation. To that extent, it is real. Are there registering people? They are designated. They are volunteers. They are just doing their job. Fair? But are they really registering persons? No. After this retreat is ending, they go back to wherever they were. And that's the matter. So from 7th of December 2023, for the next 10 days, that is until 17th of December 2023, all of these people seem to exist as though they're all working for that organization because it's designated as what? Volunteer. And a title of a volunteer is not real. So my feeling, pleasant or unpleasant or neutral, is driven by the designation and not by anything else. So when the registration got over, when we were supposed to have an interview with the assistant teacher, I deleted the registration desk and the people out. Not required. And then I went and met the assistant teacher. So first Reyes went. It took some time to come out. And then I met him. He asked some questions. He is supposed to ask questions. Why am I getting worked up? He is supposed to ask questions. Fair. Absolutely fine. Answer whatever appropriate. Done. He's designated as assistant teacher voluntarily, fine. But yet designated as assistant teacher, you're a participant. So as per the assistant teacher, you don't know anything about Goenka technique or even Buddha Dhamma per se. Which may not be true, but that's what it seems to be. Like somebody coming to an interview. The person who's taking the interview in the organization is bound to believe that this person doesn't know anything or might be a misfit. So he's supposed to ask questions in such a way that it makes it culturally fit within that organization. To be designated as an employee, I need to be meeting the norms, the social norms. In the same way, to be accepted into the community of VRI, the assistant teacher is going to ask me a few questions and trying to find out whether I fit into his equation or not. He's just doing his job. If I see this, there is no passa and hence no vedana. As soon as I come out of that door, delete assistant teacher. Simple. Why? It's a burden. It's a designation. Whom you met is only 5 elements. And he's just puppeting whatever he's been told. What's your problem, Vilas? He's like a puppet. He'll just ask, have you done any other meditation technique? And based upon your question, based upon your answer, he will ask further more question. If you just say, yeah, I was trying and now I want to try Goenkaji technique because very good. Okay, that's it. I don't have to add sugar coating words. I don't have to tell lies. Whatever is there is there. So now he says that, okay, now we go to the Dhamma hall. A room called as Dhamma hall is a designation. There's nothing called Dhamma hall because Dhamma is everywhere. What do you mean by Dhamma hall? It's a designation to the building, boss. Why are you worried? What's your problem, Vilas? They can call whatever they want. They say, go to Dhamma hall. Better walk to Dhamma hall. It's a title, it's a designation. So the room is designated as a Dhamma hall where you are supposed to sit and meditate. Sit and meditate is a designation because sitting is a posture, meditation is an activity, which is still a designation. What you actually do, nobody knows. So what is your problem? Just filter out the dirt. Don't get involved. So walking is like this. It's just a process of body moving. And then sitting is one of the posture. So if it tells you go and sit in the Dhamma hall, it's a language and syntax to say that do this activity. Just do that activity. Now you sit. After sitting, they'll put one cassette or whatever they put. Then the 5 precepts are read out. What's your problem? Just puppet. Because just a designation. All the 5 precepts are 24/7 activity. Nobody can give you, nobody can take it from you. It's yours. But we're designating the teacher to give it because we are never following it. So if a Goenkaji gives it, considering that he has reached a higher plane of existence, it makes more sense. So take it out of respect that he's reached higher, so he can influence you. But as far as the precept goes, they're supposed to be observed all the time. It doesn't matter whether it's given in that Dhamma hall or not, because that is the principle. That's not a designation. If I don't want to suffer in life, I need to have 5 precepts. That's the thing. Meaning, if I want what I want to work, then I should have 5 precepts. Done. Very good. So now the cassette is there. It's read out in Pali. What's your problem, my dear friend? No problem. Then in English or in Hindi is again re-uttered. Okay. Then you say give. Yes, he's giving. You take. Taken. Fine. When I come out of the Dhamma hall on that first day, first night basically, delete. Instantaneously delete it. Why? It turns into phassa. Phassa pachay vedana. Vedana pachay tanha. Tanha pachay upadana. Upadana pachay bhava. So now it goes in circle. Vilas, my friend, first delete it. Including the precepts? Yes. Why? They are very important. No, Vilas, you're supposed to follow all the time. It's not a retreat driven thing. Retreat, if you do it, it is temporary. It is non functional or a dysfunctional activity. So, Vilas, do you want to be a dysfunctional or functional? I want to be functional. Then remove the designation of retreat from your mind. Because if retreat gets into the mind, it creates craving for furthermore retreats. Now you will start looking at Vedana, Tanha, Upadana, Bhava, Jati, and all of that. How? The Sankhara, what I am doing is to go into VRI. The Vijnana, what I got is VRI. The Namarupa, which got addressed, is VRI. The contact which has happened is VRI. It created 6 senses of VRI. I'm seeing VRI, I'm hearing to VRI, I'm tasting in VRI, I'm touching in VRI, I'm smelling VRI. And my thoughts are related to VRI. So the feeling which is coming to me, Vedana, is VRI, which is danger because I get craving. I am now going to do this again and again and again and again and again and again. Vilas, cut it right now. This is the first and the last one you're going to do. Just delete that thing, what you just now uttered. Delete it. Excellent. Let's move forward. Now, you are designated a room called as a bedroom or whatever room that is. It's just a room. Just take it as a room designation. Just sleep. Next day morning, supposed to be woken up by some bells and some sound and all that in the morning to go to the Dhamma hall. Wake up 5 minutes early so that you don't trouble that volunteer. Get ready. Going. Where you're supposed to sit? Dhamma hall. Now, can you create Dhamma hall at runtime? Yes. When I go there, I create Dhamma hall. When I come out, delete Dhamma hall. Now you see, there is no passa. So there is no feeling. If there is no feeling, there is no craving. So can you not meditate in a most profound way? The answer is yes. Extremely nice. And when you are hearing to Goenka in the evening, can you not do the same thing of what you did in the morning or the previous night or previous evening when you landed up in the VRI? Yes. So can you not delete Goenka? Yes. And yet see his video? Yes. Why not? Because SN Goenka is a designation on a body. So you can see and watch. The sound is coming. but there's no Goenka. The sight is there, no Goenka. But you're hearing everything and seeing everything, but nothing is happening. Are you Nibbana? Yes. How did you attain that? Deleted Goenka. The moha went away. Then without that form, can there be a dvesha? Can I hate? With that form, can I have liking for Goenka? So neither I can hate nor I can love Goenka. Not possible. Excellent. So just listen to 1.5 hours of whatever he's saying. Just enter into the ears and watch it go away. Just like water flowing in a river. Nothing is attached. It's just flowing. So how was your first day, Vilas? Excellent. Why? Because I participated just for it. I was never in it, never part of it, never associated with it, never attached to it, and hence never suffered, except for that half an hour which I suffered. Otherwise, I wouldn't have suffered at all. And the next day onwards, sorry, not next day, the next session onwards from 8 a.m., didn't suffer with that sound coming. So this is how I can enter into Nibbana. Because all that we are saying as Abhi or Ariyu or Madhukar or whatever is just a designation. And designation can never be real. So this body is designated as Vilas by the parents. Just because this body is designated as Vilas doesn't mean that it becomes Vilas. In the same way, the mind is designated as Vilas. Mind doesn't become Vilas. It's just a designation. So do you own the mind? Do you own the body? Does anybody own their mind? Does anybody own their body? No. And hence it is anatta. You don't have an ownership. Why? It's just a designation. What are you talking? Like I'm staying in San Francisco. It's a designation. Come on. If you look at history of San Francisco, it was belonging to Mexico. The entire California state is Mexico. Americans took it and hence became part of America. Isn't that a designation over land? Yes. And how did the Golden Gate Bridge come to be? Because of the 1900s gold rush. So that means it's just a play of words. Yes. Do you find gold in the Golden Gate? Should be crazy. And let's say even if you find gold in Golden Gate, the gold is coming from where? It's coming from the land, from the mud, from the rocks. So nobody owns it. Got it. It's a designation. So gold is a designation. Now how do you designate that? EU. in periodic table. It's an element. It's not yours, it's not mine, it's just an element. It's found in earth. If you dig earth, then you might hit gold as a black metal. When you burn the metal, it leaves out the soot and the dirt and it starts sparkling. So that is designated as gold. So that everybody can say the same thing. And depending upon the purity of the gold, you can say it as a 16 carat, an 18 carat, and a 22 carat, and a 24 carat gold. The carat representing not the carrots what you are going to eat, the carat representing the measurement way. It's still a designation. So if I were to ask gold, are you pure gold or you're rolled gold or you're made up gold? Or it says, I don't know what you're talking. Because gold has no standard. But the mind can create standard. That's okay. But if you ask gold, do you have a standard? And the gold will say, what are you talking? I'm just a rock. You can call whatever you want it. In the same way, the pure consciousness is not called anything. But whatever appears on the pure consciousness can now be called as, designated as Vilas. So the Vilas as a consciousness get established on the same name and form as good as VRI got established. So now VRI got established, so this Vilas also got established. And Vilas went to VRI to do his 10-day retreat. What retreat? What 10-day? What building? Just a building. If they didn't have that VRI board in the front, would it still be considered as a Dhamma hall? No. Can that building be used for something else? Yes. Can that building be used for hospital? Yeah. Then it becomes a dispensary. It will be designated. And that place where Dhamma hall was will be treated as maybe OPD, outpatient department. The same place. The same blooming place. Like I and Aryo, I don't think Aryo was there. Okay. I and Chirag and his wife, we went to Sunnyvale. In Sunnyvale, they have a temple. And earlier, the temple was a church. So somebody bought the church and converted it into a temple, and now it is designated as a temple. Or it's church. So we went there to see what? To see a temple. But, my dear friend, it was designated earlier as a church. Yeah, but somebody bought it and made it as a temple. Isn't that funny? Few years ago, the same place had Jesus Christ. Or whatever was there. So they used to go and pray, designated as a church, and the symbol of cross was Jesus Christ. And now, that same place in Sunnyvale is a temple. It's an amazing thing that how you can designate one with another. and start to feel that it is real, whereas it's just a building. In the same way, this can be designated as vilas as long as the consciousness can get established, and hence the feeling pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. So in 2023, when I went to VRI, if I had a little bit of anger on Goenka, or even a little bit of liking on Goenka, I wouldn't have attained anything over there. It would have been a conflicting situation for me because I didn't want to go there, and an assistant teacher pushed me to be there just to prove to him that I know Goenka technique. And he was unwilling. For the last 6 months, he's been pushing me, Vilas, please, for my sake, please, for my sake. Okay. But when I said okay, I have to deregister every damn thing there. So, till the 10th day, I have to delete everything. Because Nibbana can only happen when there is no designation. So I didn't want it to suffer sitting in that place. Because for somebody, it's real, VRI. For me, it's a designation. It's just something. So should I take something which is unreal as real? Because it is illusion. Do you want nibbida, disillusionment? Delete it. Then the viraga comes. Then nirodha happens. Then I am peaceful. Because I'm not attending any Goenka technique meditation. In fact, I'm not even meditating there. Because meditation is a title again. Because you have to be in awareness all the time. What is this stupid thing called as meditation? I'll meditate for 1 hour. What kind of thing is that? But it's a designation, Vilas. Don't get annoyed. That's okay. They say like that. Designation. Adivachana. Just keep Buddha's statement. Forget whoever says. And don't have patigha. No striking. The object strikes, don't designate. Over. No passa. And there is no passa. There is no Vedana. And when there is no Vedana, no Tanha, no Upadana, no Bhava, no Jati, no Jara, no Marana, no Soka, no Parideva, Dukkha, Domanasupayasa, Nirujjanti, Evameva Kevalassa Dukkha Khandassa Nirodho Hoti. The moment I deleted VRI, Dukkha ended. So when I went to US, dropped Air India. Because if I am sitting in Air India, then there is a problem. It's a designation. You want to be Nibbana? You want to be Nirodha Samapatti? Just do this. Vilas, when you sit in the chair, in the seat, remove the seat. It's only a place to sit and a posture called sitting. There is no thing called as an economy seat or a premier economy seat or a business class seat. It just seat as a designation. To keep this body somewhere. Just like you have to keep a trunk, you have to keep a suitcase, you have to keep this body somewhere. We'll first delete it. So as soon as I landed inside the flight, Air India 172 was the flight number. Just sit, delete, gone. So the premier economy on which I was sitting, there was no premier and economy. Just a seat. Now wait for the food to be delivered to you. Till that time, don't have to go to Nirodha Samapati, but you can be Nibbana. Remove the airplane. Remove the air hostess. Yes. Remove the person sitting next to you. Done. Good. Now sit. Watch your breath. Because that's the only friend you have now. That's the only companion. Then the food is served. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch off. Done. For the next 14 hours, you are in Nirodha. How come? No designation, no experience. So the Vijnana gets Nirodha. Done. So when they announced in the next 1 hour we'll be landing in San Francisco International Airport, comes back. And how much time has passed? Wow! Terrific. And the energy is exactly how it was sitting at my seat in Bangalore. No change. Because I never left my home. I never traveled by car to the airport. Never sat in the plane to land anywhere. So I was all along meditating, call by whatever name you want. It's a designation. I was aware, but switched off. Excellent. So, what did Aryu and Chirag see? A person who has never traveled. Can I do this again? Yes. I went in April to Sydney and then to Brisbane. Same. No Qantas. This time around, I had an economy seat. At least Aryu had given me a premier economy. You could stretch your leg here. Doesn't matter. Cut it, Vilas, cut it. Cut. Wait for the food to be served before you go off. Yeah, the food was served. Off. Done. You wake up, it's on Perth. Perth to Brisbane is 5.5 hours. Or either Sydney, I think so, it is 5 hours. So I woke up to go to the washroom. It was flying over Perth. Then I came back off 45 minutes to Sydney. Okay. then I'm fresh. Why? No designations. So no contact. And there's no contact, there's no feeling. If there's no feeling, there's no perception. If there is no perception, there is no choices or volitions. Isn't that an amazing thing to stay? Then comes Bobby and his family. Register, deregister, register, deregister, register, deregister, all the next 21 days. Otherwise, it's going to create a mental shift, get biased. Whomever I meet, register when they come, deregister when they go. That's it. Then the attachment is not there because Bobby is a role. It's a designation. Without designation, he can't speak. So Bobby is an Australian, Indian Australian designation. Then he is married to like that. Then he has 2 kids like that. And you ask Marin, she also has to designate herself. I am a wife of. Come on. It's a designation. Adivachana. Without Adivachana, without Patika, they can't be Passa. Is what Buddha says. One of the key things to be learned in Buddha Dhamma is how this Passa happens. And hence Buddha says, cut the Passa so that there is no Vedana. In Goenka, he tries to hard to cut the Vedana without the Passa. If there is no contact, there is no feeling. Even in the Brahmajala Sutta, Buddha explains that one of the wrong ways of doing is, or a wrong view, is to cut the Vedana, which is never going to happen. It's a Passa. DN1, the last paragraph. Somebody should go deep and understand what is he trying to say. Buddha, they can't be a second person. They can be number of packaged drinks, but water is water. They can be number of power grids, but electricity is electricity. In the same way, they can be mushrooms of schools, but there can be only one Buddha. And nobody can go above a Buddha, no matter how much they try. Not possible. So if I have a power grid, it's due to the electricity, not due to me. In the same way, all of us can take teachings of the Buddha, can package it the way we want it, because it's designated, but can never replace the Dhamma. So once I know this, that the Passa causes Vedana, there is no confusion. Because I know how Passa happens. So in the Maha Nidana Sutta, Nidana means origin, the starting point. Why don't I read that? What's the starting point? Then it opens up. So now when I implement anywhere Passa Pacchaya Vedana, I should know what is Passa. It's a designation or something which is striking. An object is coming, you designate it. So if I designate this object as a wife, there is an experience of wife. If I don't designate it as a wife, I can never ever experience wife. There's no Vedana, Sukha, Dukkha, Adukha, Sukha, as long as it doesn't call itself as a wife. It's just Patavi Dhatu. Patavi Dhatu Revesa. It's just the Patavi. So on a Patavi Dhatu, where is the wife? It's foolishness. So what you do? Cut out what? Designation. Deregister. As soon as the object goes away, deregister. Just like you enter into the office, swipe in, you're an employee with an employee number. But you're not an employee the moment you exit out of the door. You got no employment for the next day. And when you again go back to office, you register. That's exactly what's happening. In the attendance, you're registering and deregistering, registering, deregistering. Why don't you do the same thing with all the people you're meeting in wherever you're meeting? Just do that. Don't symbolize. Animitta. Because there's no phassa, so there's no nimitta. Done. Appanihita. No desire. Shunyata. Empty. The mind is empty. Shunya gara gatova. So mind is empty. Not a building of like a pigeonholes. 100 pigeonholes being created. It's the mind which is empty. And hence, still flowing water. The water is flowing, but it is stilled. What a saying from Ajancha. Perfect saying. Yes, sir, you.
Yeah, I was thinking this book, the first book I read on the Dhamma is the Zen book called Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. I didn't quite understand, but now I see it. I think he's trying to say, look everything as if it's fresh, so there's no impression that's coming, hence you're not feeling anything.
Yes, Aryu. Otherwise, you know what, Aryu, I'm going to have a diarrhea of information. I would like to come back to Sunnyvale to enjoy the food in Google, because Google is a building, but Google is a designation of the building. So now the food we have eaten in Google has been so extraordinary that I'm waiting for next September to arrive. So I finish the retreat in United States and fly to San Francisco, come to Mountain View, stay with you for a good amount of days, and then eat food in, guess where? Now you have that next to Madras Cafe.
New Malapur.
Mylapore is there. So we don't have to go such a far to go to Mylapore. It's next door. So one day we can have in Madras Cafe and another day in Mylapore. Right? And we can have buttermilk. We can have coffee, filter coffee. All of them are designations. Mylapore is a designation. Idli is a designation. Vada is a designation. Every damn thing is a designation and not real. So deregister the moment you have it inside the mouth, deregister. Idli is gone. It's just food. Just remember, what goes inside comes outside. Yes.
Uh, hold on, Luke. I'm busy. Sorry. So I was thinking this Mylapore is a different one, but they use the features to create the feelings of the same one, and it's a different Italy. Everything's different.
Exactly. So we need to come out of that. That is compulsive. And the compulsive happening because of the Vedana feeling. And the feeling drives in tanha, craving. And the craving drives in upadana, holding on to it, holding on to the taste, holding on to a place, holding on to something. Upadana, pachay, bhava. Now I live. I would like to exist in San Francisco or in Mountain View or in Sunnyvale or wherever that is. Jati. Now I'm waiting desperately to leave this place and be born again in America. And this is my rebirth consciousness. Right? So I'll be born to a parent who is in Sunnyvale or somewhere. And then what happens? Then I will have that parent, which is again a designation. So what should I do? Cut off Sunnyvale. Not worth it. Cut off Mountain View. Not worth it. Cut off Mylapore. Once you're in Mylapore, you're in Mylapore. Fine. But when you come out of Mylapore, deregister it. Just like when I went to VRI, just for the sake of it, there's VRI. Nothing to be attached with. I went to this VRI, Vipassana Research Institute in Ponoma, along with Bobby and Sajal. What did I find? Rooms. What else? Is there a Dhamma hall? Designated. Is there a bedroom? Designated. Everything is designated. And if the designation is removed, can there be an experience of that thing? Answer is no. So if somebody were to ask me, did you go to VRI in that center? I would say yes. But if somebody were to ask me, did you really go there? And the answer is no. And if you don't have it, do you crave to be there? No. Because there was no feeling. If there is a designation, there is a registration of the feeling. Either you like it or you dislike it. If there was no registration anywhere, can anyone have a feeling independent of that designation? And the answer is no, completely no. So should you hate Goenka? No answer. Should you love Goenka? No answer. Neither you should love nor not love Goenka? No answer, because Nibbana is non-negotiable. I can't let go of Nibbana just for somebody. Why? Because Nibbana can never be got by possessing. It's by giving up you get Nibbana, not by possessing it. So the moment something is possessed, it cuts off Nibbana. So what should you do? Anutpada parinibbana dhatu. That means just give up these funny things of titling and designating. Throw them into the dustbin. Keep your mind completely deregistered, completely uncluttered, and hence there is no feeling. When there is no feeling, nobody can take Nibbana from you, including the Mara. Then the last step. Once you got Nibbana, get into Nirodha Samapatti. You suspend the consciousness to the time you want. And that's it for today on feelings. Tomorrow we'll do perceptions. Any questions on this serious topic? Good. Oh yeah, there you go.
It feels like talking on perception, so I'm curious to hear what tomorrow will be. Very different.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll do perceptions.
Yeah.
How I cut off perceptions. Now I told you what I did on feelings. Tomorrow we'll deal with perceptions. And when you understand perception and feeling, the mind gets illuminated. And when the mind gets illuminated, you get into Nirodha Samapatti. And when you get into Nirodha Samapatti, you know you have attained Nirodha Samapatti. And hence you are irreversible anagami or an arhat. Either of the two states. And you know you have done it. And if somebody asks, how did you do it? This is the step I have followed. It's there in the Dhamma. May not be there in a particular tradition. I don't care. But it is there in the Sutta, yes. Have you got it from the Sutta? Yes. Can you show me the Sutta? Yes. Can you prove to me that it is possible by anyone in the Sutta? Yes. Can somebody challenge me on the tradition? No. Because I don't belong to any tradition, any belief system, because they're just designations. No point. Absolute no point. It's a waste of time. And time is precious. I can't be wasting my time. Somebody might be, but I can't. Every moment counts. So the consciousness cannot be wasted on some things. Just like electricity cannot be wasted, in the same way, this consciousness cannot be used for some designations. Waste of time. So to be smart, prudent, and do what should be done by every person who is on to the Dhamma of the Buddha, and not to be associated with any traditions in word, deeds, and mind. Because they color the consciousness and create craving. And create craving, you're stuck. Or at least I'm stuck. So, what did I learn out of Buddha Dhamma is not to be associated with anything. And what a sutta that is, Rata Vinita Sutta. Between two arhats, and how nicely they explain. And hence, no designation, no striking. But these two will create phassa. like this. No passa, no Vedana. And hence tomorrow I'll take up the Sanya. And day after tomorrow we'll take Sankhara. That is Friday. And Monday we'll take up Vijnana. How did I cut it? And then how to attain Nirodha Samapatti. In practical, not theory. Yes, I don't know your name. It shows Prat JD. I don't know what it means. Anyway, you can speak. That's again a designation. I don't know what it means. Yes, Prat JD, what do you want? You have raised your hand. Excuse me, Prat JD, do you want to talk or you don't want to talk? I don't know. Leave it. So anyway, that's all I had for today. Any comments, questions, concerns? No? All good? Okay, so let's meet tomorrow on Sanya perceptions. Okay, bye.